Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KarQ. Welcome. This is going to be a gameplay review from a Nintendo Switch ranked game. That's right. Who plays on the Switch? Apparently, Mackenzie plays on the Switch, playing some Anna. This is currently recorded on September 2nd, 2020. So whenever you see this in the future, what's up? Twitch chat, say hello. Let's do some console Switch gameplay review. What do we have here? Now, question, Kenzie. Do you play on Joy-Cons or do you play on a Pro Controller docked Switch? Because if you play on Joy, or do you play handheld? If you play handheld on 30 FPS on the Switch and use the fucking gyro things, actual mad lad. Oh my god.
Wait to get into the fight.
Single Joy-Con. Pro Controller with gyro on. Holy shit. All right. Okay, Nintendo Switch and a gameplay. So first thing I see is your teammate's wall. Okay, I think you're aiming up to look for a nade here. I can already tell the pacing of this game just feels so much slower. Like, look at your diva. Diva's like... It just looks like it's all in slow motion. Everyone's like... Anyways, I'm gonna stop roasting Nintendo Switch players. Whatever platform you play on, more power to you, honestly. Okay, so you see the teleporter. I see you're trying to destroy it. I think you went for a nade earlier, right? Let's see. Okay. I can see that aim assist trying to kick in there. You went for the nade a little bit early there. I know you saw the TP go down, but instead of like nading the TP pre-teleport, I probably would have naded it depending on the location they put it on. What the fuck? Oh, she teleported. Oh, that's where the teleporter went. What on earth? Okay. Well, normally if I see a symmetric teleporter, my first instinct isn't to actually nade the starting area, because then by the time that nade hits, they're already gone. You want to nade their point of attack. Like, usually Symmetrics will teleport inside this door or like deeper in here, and that's where you should look for it. But the Symmetra decided to teleport up there and just solo herself up here and throw some orbs. I mean, what do you expect? This fucking Sim's name is Bad Bitch. Approved on the Switch, of course, because they don't track your battle tags there. Jeez. Or your usernames. Anyways, Bad Bitch seems to have gone down. Your Sigma has killed the Bad Bitch. Very nice. All right, so now the enemy team is moving up to the right side. Just cut the sight line. So right here, you're not sure if all of them are here. So you started moving forward after, but like if you're playing here and you notice there's a threat immediately coming here, the last thing you want to do is stand solo here, because what tends to happen in later ranks is you'll have some enemies play snipers and they'll off angle and try to pick off anybody here who gets distracted. So the moment you notice enemies are here, you either have to commit on this half of the wall, so you cut that sight line, or what I normally do is I actually play on these stairs by default to start the game, so that whenever like enemies come there, I can still heal my team here and poke them, but I crouch on these stairs so nobody up there hits me, or I move back here and I just jump and shoot. Always want to cut this. This is like death zone for Annas, because snipers just take over and terrorize from here. So this platform is dangerous when you don't have any shields. And honestly, I look at your comp now, you only have a Sigma shield. You can't always trust that. So your instinct was to move forward here, which is fine, but just keep that in mind. Why by those stairs and not on the high ground? Good question. So you're talking about here, right? I sometimes start here, but this also limits you to a very defensive position by nature. I do this sometimes. If you want to like, if these guys push here and attack this way, you're inherently gonna have to drop immediately, because your team might like move up here and try to like do some damage here, and then this angle kind of sucks. Then if you back off here, like, I mean, sure, you can kind of help, but you're still kind of cut off from getting aggressive anti-nades down there. Like, you could jump here and toss it here. Like, this is situational position in my opinion. I used to come up here sometimes, but I've more or less defaulted to here to start. But yeah. I realized I didn't want to be so defensive. Anyways, your Torb's going in. You have a nade available, so just be careful of this Diva eat. Just follow up. So your team, your Torb already threw his goo down, and you know you can already be aggressive because you already have the numbers advantage. You don't have. You're kind of like backing up and playing a bit passive here. I know you said you noticed somebody was contesting, but you're the only. I mean, they have a Mori here. I guess they could just deal with it alone, and you could turn around. But honestly, if I were you in this situation, I'd probably just commit here. Just keep running in, stagger all these people, let your 3 teammates deal with these people in the back. I mean, it's only Bad Bitch who's off solo TPing again. I mean, she ain't really that much of a threat. Secure the kills.
Patched up.
Alright, see, like right here, like your Torb is getting sucked off. Like, good thing you had the presence of mind, and then you were there to help him out. Like, imagine if you fully turned around, tunnel visioned on the point, then your Torb actually would have died behind you. Okay, so now you're kind of like, so now you're like backing off to a defensive position because all your tanks and everybody left. So this is fine. You ditch this area because your entire team ditched, because you don't want to be left alone here, turning your back and healing them this way, because then that exposes you to the rest of the enemies. So I'm okay with you dropping and following them, but the moment you do this, you want to cut to the left right now. Like immediately, if you're gonna come help them up on point, come here and then cut to the left and then heal them from this room. Do everything you can to break enemy sight lines. That's like such an important thing for Ana. Like, you guys know, you watch me enough that you know I get burned by enemy widows. And if you can break the habit of exposing your sight lines as much as possible, it'll help you survive so much more often. Like, you lived here because nobody was looking at you, but you're kind of just like playing out like this, like hee hee hee. This is why random Smurf in your Widow game will just sit here and be like, wow, look at the 6 enemies that just so happen to stand here, not behind anything. Let me just scope in and kill all 6 of them. So you want to cut sight lines, whether it's in here or here, immediately if you're going to take any position. The first thing you do always, if possible, like right here, you kind of backed up behind this wall. Like, this is fine. But like, you could have taken the safe way where you kind of like maybe moved here, then healed. Then if you really wanted to be even more defensive, then you back up behind these stairs. Like, this is a fine position, but like, you got there by taking the open sight line versus taking the closed one. Remember the rule of thumb. Try your best to stay behind a wall, a shield, or a health pack, or your other support. And if none of those are available, you're probably gonna die in the next like 10 seconds. Anyways, you know they don't have the snipers, so like, whatever. If I were you here, I'd probably like play like this too, just because I know they only have what? Torb and Symmetra. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. You can't heal main the ice block anymore. That's the current patches. They got 2 kills. You still have nano boost. You can just use your nano boost defensively here. Look to say keep someone alive because there's a wall separating them. But they're okay if they need it. Okay. Made it out in time. But see, do you see how your Torb got punished? Because they're just like, they're playing here and like shooting back at them. Your Torb was here. Like, do you see a difference between like, even if you want this sight line, you could totally just get the sight line by just like standing here instead. And it allows you to still do the same thing as like that Torb did, but it allows you to retreat when needed. Like, you barely made it in time out of that Diva bomb, but it's just like, you can think about ways where you can accomplish the same thing, but minimize your risk. I don't want to comment too much on aim and stuff because you're playing on, I mean, you're playing on a pro controller and stuff, but like, aim and stuff could always be refined, but I hate like telling people, when I coach stuff, I hate just being like, you just get better aim, because it's not like actionable right away, you know what I mean? But the positioning stuff is definitely actionable like immediately in your next games, like a thought, right? Mechanics and aim will always be improved over time. Okay, going for a cheeky Skynade. I like that. Wonder where you got that habit from. Okay, doing a little jumpy jump on the back left side. It looks like you might have to concede that. Ooh, you almost got him. Almost. I think you could have committed on the kill instead of like nading yourself. You're like, you could either get the third kill or you try the defensive option where you nade yourself, but you're limited by the thumbstick, so you can't really look up and look down really fast. You have to pick one or the other. On PC, I would have been like, flick up, nade down immediately, but... Alright, so you guys lost. You're just poking here. That's fine. You already have your nano boost. Your Moira forgot where the stairs were, but she's making it back. She's good. Okay. Okay, your diva kind of just fed. So did your Moira. That's not good. Okay. Oh my god, your Mei is a god. Oh, try the sleep. Oh, okay. Okay. Nintendo Switch Mei Aiden to the rescue. Let's go. With the Mei wall. Mackenzie to the rescue with the sleep on the Sigma. Might have saved the point there. All right, so here, same idea with the positioning. You can accomplish the same thing as healing them. But now you're exposed to anybody hopping over this wall looking at you, anybody standing here looking at you, anybody here can see you. People can sneak up the stairs and see you here. So you can accomplish the same thing as healing your team from here and here. But if you play here, you cut like 4 of those sight lines off, and now you're only exposed to if they cross this section, which they're not because your team is already controlling the space, or they come through this dark room and nobody's there. So the safer position would be here to do the exact same thing as you're doing. Another thing to keep in mind, right? Instead of having to play so close in this context. And your team had control again. They had 5 alive and they're restabilizing regardless. So you didn't need to panic and run close to make sure you healed them. Okay, you went for a dry sleep there. I don't know if it's possible. You can still shoot and nade at the same time on console. It's the same thing. You can still animation cancel. You might have been able to try for a shot before you slept there, which might have given you a better shot of securing that kill. Although you still killed them. You know the animation cancels, right? Any shot can be canceled into an ability immediately. Vodafear, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the car community. I appreciate it. Thank you. Was there comms? Yeah, wait. How do you comm on the Nintendo Switch? Do you plug the mic in the Pro controller or what? Or do you have to plug it in? Is there like a mic hole? Because I know PS4 has a mic hole in the bottom. Wait, there is no mic hole in this controller. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, we started with the VODs? Yeah, I was like, hey, are you here? But if you're not, I'm doing the other one first, or we're doing yours right after this. Okay, so the minute your Sigma got hacked there, I would have just nanoed him. Like, he's critical and sitting critical the whole time. Oh, shit. I think he wanted to, but then you hit the wrong person. Because I don't think you've used nano. I honestly didn't see too many times where you needed to use it per se. So, I mean, I'm okay with it, I guess. There were a few where, like, you probably could have saved them, but I kind of just glossed it over. Like, at this point in the game, you would have overlapped, like, 3 separate nanos just because you held on to it for so long. In general, just use it to secure fights or keep someone alive. Like, if you're thinking about it, if you're 50-50 on, like, whether you should use it or not, just use it. That shit builds fast. You end up overlapping it so often. You don't use it in one fight, then you go on the whole next fight without using it, and now you've lapped 2 nanos or 3 nanos. In this case, there's probably 0 nanos used all game. You probably lapped it 4 times at this point, right? You're powered up. Get in there. Recommendation for training yourself with animation cancel? Just go to a training range and just practice shooting into nade, sleeping into nade. Turn off cooldowns and just practice shoot nade, sleep nade. Or then quickscope nade. Quickscope sleep. I'm not ready to hang it up. There it is. I would have nanoed that Sigma instinctively after. Okay. I probably would have punched her instead of sleeping, but that's okay.
Game on.
10 seconds remaining. I will keep you here.
If 3 teammates are caught in a grab and you think Nano will help you save one, do you do it? If I save that one person and they have their ultimate, depending on who it is, I'll probably do it. If my Zarya and Ryan are in a grab, my Zarya has her grab, or my Ryan has his shatter, I might just Nano them to keep them alive long enough for them to counter and get value back. That is very situational though. It's not a yes or no in every context. Sometimes it's just it's a wipe and you want to concede. Round 2 didn't go as well. Yeah. I think like after watching that, I think the biggest thing so far, like just based on the way you play, biggest takeaway is that positioning. Remember what I said. The first thing is those sight lines. Do everything in your power to cut enemy sight lines. You didn't get punished as much here, but like if you want to improve, you cut those bad habits out as fast as you can. Think about what you can do to do the same thing as you're already doing, but minimize the enemy sight lines. Whether it's through walls, if you don't have a teammate shield, then you play around that. Or if you don't have it, sorry, you play closer to walls, play closer to health packs, and just environmental objects to just break those sight lines. If you're gonna reposition, definitely do that. Number 2, you can animation cancel any sort of sleep or any sort of shot into sleep or nade. Number 3, I didn't see too many quick scopes. I'm not sure if you've learned how to quick scope yet, but it's a good like tool to have in Ana, because Ana's always the interplay between the 3 styles: quick scope, unscoped, and fully scoped. I see some decent unscoped shots and I see some decent fully scoped shots. You kind of got that down. Like your aim isn't bad per se, but you can definitely weave in quick scopes because you can maintain your movement and your momentum when you reposition. Like I remember earlier when you were trying to, drop down here, you can either fully shoot unscoped shots into them as you move back to here to heal your team, or, you jump quick scope to get the accuracy and then move down. And then number 3, I think you can probably add a bit more movement during active team fights, right? You could just tell based off this beginning. Like it's not even just you, it's like everybody. I mean, you're kind of moving while you're scoping, so it's a good start. Like sometimes you'll stand still after a shot. It's like that your left thumb, since you're playing on a controller, should be fucking tired, okay? I want to see like the thickest muscle grown on your thumb, because you're always moving that thumbstick to strafe, right? There's a difference between playing Ana like this, like, and then there's a difference between you watch like ML7, even when he's scoped in, he's like, right? Like you're not going to be moving like that right away, but the more you move, the less likely the enemy will hit you. So like you add those kind of movement components to you, and then you try to learn to compensate your aim with that, and it'll like add such a big layer of depth to your gameplay. Like it's not even just like, it's like everybody in a lot of certain ranks below, I don't know, platinum, like nobody really like works on their movement. Their only focus is to work on your aim. And if you honestly feel like your aim sucks, improve your movement first, because improving your movement alone will also like elevate your play, right? Because look how this is just such, it's in slow motion. Nobody's doing anything. They're all just like, they're just walking back and forth a little bit, but like you have to mix it up. Add crouches. Like I'm not even joking. Like they're just the pro players are just dancing even during downtime. Yeah, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. Shut up. But add that component to it if aim practice isn't like an immediate priority for you. And yeah, what is there anything else? Oh yeah, your nano boost. Just use it. Honestly, you held onto it for so like I didn't see you use it once all the way through. There's probably a bunch of times where even if it was a maybe, like even giving your teammate the nano boost will give them the confidence to move up, and like nanoing someone so they do extra damage and they're extra tanky will enable them to kill enemies and build their ultimates. It's kind of like a chain reaction. I nanoed this. It's like it's very apparent with Zarya's who are like at 60% energy or something, and they're like 60% to grab, and then you nano them, then it gives them the confidence to go aggressive, and then they build their grab way faster than the enemies because of ultimate economy. You built your nano fast, you nano your Zarya builds her grab faster as a result. You know, it's a cascading effect, so just use your nano boost. Okay, I think that was like almost 30 minutes of going over that game, but that was good. I don't need to see much more to kind of like get an idea of like your playstyle. Those are like 5 things you could probably work on immediately. So hopefully that was very, very helpful. Okay, I have a second review to do from yesterday. Start with those and then send another replay in, and we'll see how much you've like actionably put into practice. Oh, you have your code here. Okay, thank you. Yeah, guess your SR. Oh yeah, chat. We have to guess the SR of that gameplay, that Ana gameplay. Remember, that was on the Nintendo Switch. So what rank is that on the Switch? Chat, we're gonna have a guess. I have no idea. Gold, plat, top 500. Top 500 is diamond. You guys can't even write diamond. If you write diamond, that means top 500. Chat. On the Switch. There's no frame of reference because there's like I'd say less than like 2% of the Overwatch population like a lot of people have tried it on the Switch, but who actively play on it as compared to other platforms is tough. All right, lots of plat guesses. Abra, what was your rank? Let them know. I think most of the chat thinks you're a plat. You're rank 1. Okay, you are 1704. Silver on the Switch. There it is. It was a nice sleep on the Sigma and stuff. Like, you've got the potential, I believe.